everyone! Hello everyone! So we will try that one more time and one more time only. I'm just kidding. Welcome back to the Disney Throwback Diaries Day 2, where every week I read a diary entry from my 13-year-old trip back in 2009 to Disney World. I don't read the entries before I film these vlogs so that you can get an actual reaction from me, because I can imagine some of the stuff in here is quite ridiculous, terrible, awful, and wonderful too. So last week we ventured to Magic Kingdom. We had a trip to Panda Express in City Walk, and this week it seems like we are in, drumroll please, Blizzard Beach. So if you haven't watched my last Disney Throwback Diary, then there's no problem, you can go back and watch it, or you cannot, whatever you feel like doing, that's totally fine. So, 13-year-old Bradley, what did he say? I'm just going to begin. Also, I should add, if you haven't seen the last diary, that I will venture off into like other avenues so that you can actually understand what's happening, because my writing as a 13-year-old apparently was awful. So if any of my English literature / language teachers from 2009 are watching this, apologies for the many essays I handed in that were awful. Anyway, so today was our second day at Orlando. Great start at Orlando, are you joking? Are you joking? So today was our second day at Orlando, and in the morning my mum phoned my uncle up and we found out that my nan's brother had died in his sleep. Well, this was not a good start to the day, obviously, but we couldn't let it ruin the holiday. Wow. Okay, I think what I meant by that was this. So basically, we didn't know my nan's brother that well, but we had visited him several times, and he was an absolutely wonderful man. He has a lovely family, and yeah, and he had Parkinson's for quite a long time, and I'm pretty sure we had gone to Malta the previous year to go and see him. So what I meant when I said couldn't let it ruin the holiday, I think, was that this was literally a holiday of the lifetime, and I think more than anything, if he knew that we were to come home and to like comfort my nan and the rest of the family, all of them would have thought that would have been a silly thing to do, because he would have wanted us to still enjoy our time. So so we left home about 7:30 p.m. Wow, p.m. Am I joking? I don't know, a.m. I'm supposed to say a.m. There's definitely supposed to be a.m. So we left home at about 7:30 a.m. and went to, I'm just going to let you know that I spelled to as T-W-O, funny one. We left home at about 7:30 p.m. and went to Disney's themed water park, Blizzard Beach. Finally, we're there. We got there and it opened at about 5 minutes after we got there. I was debating whether to go on Summit Plummet, which is a vertical drop water slide that is 250 foot tall. Even though the gates opened to the park, that didn't mean anything was yet open. As we was walking in, a worker called Bridget, so it's actually a cast member, that's how like little I knew about Disney on my first trip. I called them workers, not cast members. That is shameful. As we was walking in, a worker called Bridget Bridget came up to me and basically asked me if I was going to ride Summit Plummet. I was debating still, but I eventually said yes. We got a free locker, some photos, free towel rentals, a free souvenir mug, and the first person to ride Summit Plummet. Me and my dad went on a chairlift to the top of Mount Gushmore. I got there and as soon as I started sliding, I screamed. My dad followed and caught, and my mum filmed us. We did lots of other stuff too. At about 1 p.m. we visited the Everglades to see crocodiles, and then Walmart, relax in a pool, and then sleep. I can't believe I said so little about the Everglades in there. There's a great story which I will now tell you, so be prepared. I'm also questioning how we got to the Everglades, and I don't think it was actually the Everglades that we went to. I think it was like a crocodile, alligator, whatever it is, experience thing where you go on like a hoverboat thingy, and well, it doesn't hover, it actually sits in the water, so I don't know why I'm saying hover, but, and yeah, you basically go and they say, oh look, there's a crocodile over there, there's an alligator over there. It's like the Everglades. If you know what the Everglades are, it's basically like that, but it wasn't fantastic, unfortunately. But the funny part of this story is I have a huge phobia of snakes. So we step out of the car, everything's fine and dandy. We're taking pictures near some trees because I remember there was a nice swing thing where like you could swing on like with your family. I think me, my dad and my sister was on it. I've actually got a picture of it somewhere and I'll try and find that for this video. If not, this is cut. So yeah, and I think me and my sister were probably playing. I was 13, she must have been 10. yeah, or 9, whatever she was. And yeah, we're just playing around, and all of a sudden I look down and there's a grass snake. A humongous, well, I say humongous, I'm contradicting myself because grass snakes are not humongous, obviously, as you probably know, but I have never ran so fast in my life. Literally legged it. And I was a mess. I was an absolute mess. Anything that wriggles freaks me out. Snakes, worms, maggots, slugs, any animal that wriggles and like doesn't have legs and still moves just freaks me the hell out. So a snake, definitely a problem. I must have sprinted for about 45 seconds, and I ran so far away, and I looked back and I was like, I run far from the snake. Like, the snake doesn't even care anymore. That snake's over there doing like absolutely nothing. So I've come back crying my eyes out because I was so scared the snake was going to eat me or something. Obviously that was never going to happen. It was literally about this big, probably the size of this page. So I got back to my parents and I was crying my eyes out, and they were, somewhere there's footage of me crying and them laughing at me, and yeah, I pretty much ruined that experience for my family. And just to top it all off, as soon as we get on this hoverboat ride thingy, yellow whatever it was, the guy goes, oh, so just to let you know, there is a high risk of water snakes entering the boat. You can imagine. So that was my first magical moment as well at Disney World on my second day in Orlando, or third day technically, my second day in the parks. Bridget, if you ever see this video, thank you. Here's a picture of us, right here. There we go, young me and good old cast member Bridget. But that is everything for today, unfortunately. I'm sorry I spoke so much about Blizzard Beach today, but it is really a great water park, and if you haven't been, go and check it out. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've probably been to Blizzard Beach, because I am a very small mouse in a huge field, and Blizzard Beach takes over quite a big part of that field, as it's one of the most visited tourist attractions in the world. And also, if you enjoyed today's Disney Throwback Diary, don't forget to go and subscribe to my channel. There's some more videos on there. So yeah, go and subscribe to me, comment below. Thank you for watching this video. We'll see what next week brings us in the Disney Throwback Diaries. Thank you!